Zach's in the house. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, man?
I think we're just getting back to our basics, right? We're starting to do these live stream things more, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, the sentiment's shifting. You can just kind of feel it. People are excited again. People are looking at crypto again, and I think it's starting quietly, right? We were talking off air a little bit. It never starts off with a bang. It always starts off with what'd you say, a whimper, right? And everybody's waiting for the big bang, but it's I think this is the time where people really need to be locked in, not when the whole FOMO and big green candles come, because then it's kind of too late.
Yep. Well, now we're going to get back to this, but like we were looking before we went live here, guys. So, by the way, if you're coming in, hit that like button. You're watching on Zach's channel. We're dual broadcasting to my channel and Zach. So hit that like button and please hit that subscribe button. If you want to be able to comment, you got to subscribe. So we'd love to have you comment, please. But anyway, we're going to get back to this. Look at this. Dow's up 378 and the NASDAQ's up a 190. That's insane. Stocks jump as investors bet the Fed is done. So we're going to talk about that and all things crypto, etc. So there you go.
Yeah, there's a ton kind of circling right now too. You've got obviously the Bitcoin ETF stuff that's still kind of looming. You've got some interesting XRP news. I don't know if you saw this. I think they're giving a timetable. I think it was November 9th. Let me I'll pull it up. I saw it early this morning. I haven't looked into it, but there's always rumors like, when is XRP going to finally, fully defeat the SEC? What do you think about that? Like, generally though, do you think it's still kind of a ways away? I mean, do you think there's going to be kind of like minor victories still along the way until it's all wiped away? Or
I think that the market is digested. I think what was the latest on that they're going to, there's some type of a court case coming up in, I want to say April. Is that right?
Yeah. And I had heard that, it doesn't necessarily have to happen anymore, given the recent things that they've basically found. Larson and Carlinghouse, were not selling unregistered securities, because it was always good from the other side in July, right? Like the retail side. But I think the SEC could still appeal. I mean, there's still like all this,
Well, the number there is, so hold on. This is the wife. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm going to try to pull this up, guys. We're going to get into a lot of discussions. I mean, just kind of about the overall sentiment right now, the market. But yeah, I'm trying to find what I saw here on the XRP front here. Maybe somebody can. Oh, there it is. Boca has it. The 9th is the deadline set by the judge. Yes, that's exactly what I saw early this morning. Judge Torres set the deadline. So let me pull up that tweet and then I'll share. And then Austin, you can.
I'm back.
Bring it up. So. Oh, and today, so here we go. Today, here we go. Let me share this with you. I read this earlier too.
There you go.
Yeah, so SEC internal meeting today to discuss about the settlement of proceedings and the resolution of litigation claims. Could this be a meeting prior to the 9th of November meeting scheduled with Judge Torres and Ripple for the institutional sales case discussion? So big things happening on that front. I wonder kind of what's going to happen first. Is it the whole Bitcoin ETF? But then you've got like this whole Ripple thing happening in the background too. It's like, are they going to kind of coincide here? Like what's going to be the lead story here, if there is one, or are they both just kind of?
I think that people have put the Ripple thing behind them. I mean, look at the price of XRP. It's continuing to go up and roll along. It's at 60 plus cents, et cetera. I think if we get any kind of dissenting, news, I think the vast majority of people are not aware of the November 9th meeting. I think the vast majority of people consider that the Ripple lawsuit is done, even though we know it's not on the institutional side. By the way, there's the other rumble out there that there was $770 million worth of XRP sold to institutional investors per the SEC. And that's really, so that's kind of the number that they want to get, blood out of XRP to the tune of that. Well, we know that's not going to happen, but with all that said, I think the Ripple thing is kind of water under the proverbial bridge, and now all eyes are focused on Bitcoin ETF approval, and then obviously the Bitcoin halving. That's my 2 cents.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think. I mean, these wins have certainly helped. And like, I just did an XRP video, and I know we were just talking about this off air a little bit. I mean, if you look at XRP, we haven't been up here since we came crashing down back in mid-August, right? Like where we had those big sell-offs where we went from 63 cents and wicked down all the way to 42. And now we're kind of back where we were.
Yeah, and you know what? Percent Better just brought up a good point. SEC coming with a settlement, it's over. Here's what I will say. I will walk back something I just said. If there is a truly a settlement announcement, that's a big deal, right? Because we still have the are they going to appeal or whatever. So thank you, Percent Better. I didn't say that, and you're right. I think if there is a settlement announcement, Zach, that will be like, oh, we're, officially done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's it. But otherwise, it's a lingering kind of like a little thorn in the side. That's a pain in the ass, whatever metaphor you want to use, a hangnail, whatever. I don't know, something like that. Right. That's just kind of like, oh, it's still kind of there, but it's there, but it's not there. If that makes any sense.
Do you think this sets the precedent for everything else that's not Bitcoin? I mean, I think that's the big thing that I've kind of been going back and forth on. I mean, XRP is different in a lot of ways than some of these other layer ones. Like, just take, for example, Cardano, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche. Like, is there anything fundamentally different there between all those? I mean, basically, so whatever happens here, is it going to transfer over? Like the SEC is not going to open a case against everybody individually, right? I mean, we'd be here in 2080.
I think
going through, right? Like,
well, I mean, that's a good question. I think the SEC is done going after very specific, like the Cardanos of the world, right? So, and I'm using them as an example. And because some people would say that Cardano is still centralized, right? I mean, as an example, I'm using that as an example. Okay.
A lot of people would say Ripple's centralized too. I mean,
well, agree. Yeah, agree.
It kind of is in a way. I mean, it's a company. But, I look at Ripple as a company.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, they absolutely are. But in answering your question, I don't foresee or expect the SEC to open a case against Cardano, Polygon, Polkadot, whatever. I don't see that happening. I think if they had won this lawsuit, they would be. But I think they're like, that's my 2 cents. And, I just don't see it happening.
I mean, we saw the SEC go after the exchanges, and I think that's their way of going after the Cardanos of the world. Like, let's go after Binance and Coinbase and go after their practices and their sales of insert Cardano, Polkadot, whatever here. And a lot of it was Cardano, Polygon. There were a few others, the big ones listed. Those are the ones that I believe Robinhood wiped off their platform because they got spooked or whatever.
They're always going to be the first to wipe it off because they're so afraid of getting sued. Robinhood, we know that, right? And it is what it is. No, I don't really see that happening. I don't. I think the XRP is going to drag the SEC, acronyms. The SEC is going to drag their feet on the Bitcoin ETF as long as they can. The political pressure is mounting against them to approve the damn things. Wall Street, i.e. BlackRock, Grayscale, they're already they've bought their bags of Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. And behind closed doors, in my opinion, there is pressure mounting. The, very politically connected people, companies going, we're done, Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I mean, one thing that's really bullish too on XRP as a whole here. I mean, if you look at the moving averages, and overall they're flashing a buy here, but I really like to look at the moving averages. And you look down this line. I mean, it's a buy on every moving average, whether you're looking into the 10-day, 20-day, but really you zoom out here and go all the way to the EMA at 200 days. It's still at 52 cents. So, I mean, we are well over the 200-day moving average. A lot of that has to do with, I understand, a lot of that has to do with the massive green candle that we painted back in July.
Right.
But still, I mean, the macro here, even when you zoom out with XRP, the fundamentals obviously are there, all of that, but it's just looking good from a technical standpoint too on all the moving averages. I mean, even when you look at the 200-day, which I think is the most important, longer time frame.
I absolutely agree. So got to give a plug there. What Zach's got on the screen is our software, our trading indicator software. And yes, we developed it together. And yes, we both sell it. And but mine's better.
Absolutely not.
It's funny.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Mine's better. No, it's the same code, guys, by the way. You get a better deal of buying it from me. Again, I'm kidding. Yeah, it's the same code, same discount, all that stuff, same price. We're starting a Discord for it. So if you're interested, links in the description below. There's a discount code down there. Pick it up. But it gives you insight into when to buy and sell and all of that kind of stuff. Oh, good. My mom is here. Nana's here. The dogs are here. So it's about to be a shit show with dogs barking here in a minute. So I'll have to mute here in a minute, but keep going.
So mine's actually better because I actually have a Twitter account for mine. It's at Algo. So I went the extra mile. Like, I got a Twitter account, guys. So come over and check us out. Actually, give us a follow over there because we do.
No, don't go follow that. Go follow my account that doesn't exist for.
I do post some of the trades that we could make here. I mean, Floki recently. What Floki go up like 100% recently?
Floki, Solana is up 100%. Yeah, it's cool. Anyway, links in the description below. Pick it up if you want. You got 30 days to try for free, guys. It's got a discount code and 30-day free trial. I mean, 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. Ben's asking when the Discord for the Algo goes live. The Discord's been built. We just got to connect the back end and make sure all the plumbing is there. So it's
the Discord. It's live. Yeah, and it's right here. It's right into XT Algos. You can get plugged in right here, and it'll take you right inside the Discord.
Yep.
So there you go. So I'm already in there.
You're already in there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it expired. So
Hilton, no, that you're cursing. Yeah. My mother curses too. So that's funny. Yeah.
Did you see this morning?
CC comes after what? See, so that's what they do. Back to your point. That doesn't surprise me at all. They're just picking random freaking targets and they're going, okay, we're going to go sue somebody, Yeah.
PayPal, they were kind of quick to like add Bitcoin and stuff to their platform. And now they're getting into the stablecoin game. But we've had this conversation before. What's the biggest threat?
Stablecoin.
To government agencies or anybody in power? It's stablecoin. I mean, that is the
stablecoin that is not theirs, not the CBDC or whatever
digital dollar. Yeah. I mean, that's like the knife in the stomach right there, right? It's like, so they don't know what to do with that. And this makes sense that they're going after PayPal's new stablecoin. But
that absolutely does not. I did not see that article, and that does not surprise me at all.
Yeah, and they recently just came out with this. Like, it has not been very long. Here you go. The token launched in August 2023. I mean, so they didn't waste much time. The token already boasts a market cap of nearly 160 million. It's listed on all the major exchanges, not all of them, but a lot of them. Coinbase, KuCoin, Kraken, so.
Yep.
Interesting. We'll see what happens. I mean.
But, you look at like, are they going to go after Tether as an example, right? I mean, Tether is so freaking big and so well funded. Eventually, yep, I fully expect them to, right? Because they want to try to clear that stage. But that doesn't surprise me but even though it's PayPal, deep pockets, right? PayPal, fight it, all that. And plus with the reason they went after PayPal first, it's attention grabbing. A lot of it, if you're not in crypto, you don't know what Tether is, and you know what you don't, right? But oh God, SEC is suing PayPal. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. That kind
Speaking of Tether, I'm glad you brought that up because there's a little article out here from Finbold on Tether. Sorry, I'm trying to refocus there. There it goes. So we've seen the market cap of Tether surge as we've seen a ton of money come into crypto here the past few weeks. A lot of people like to sit on that Tether. They sit there and they're ready to go. They're ready to make trades. So yeah, we've even seen the USDT market move up. We can see their market cap right now nearing 85 billion right now, which is absolutely insane, right? But I think a lot of people kind of getting ready, and they too see kind of, hey, this might be the turning point. Here you go. Anticipating a remarkable bull run in the last few weeks, USDT saw a massive increase of 1.59 billion in market cap in just the past month. moving from 83, now, close to 85. So that's a big move in a short amount of time.
So with that, let's use that as a foray into kind of like the title of both of our live streams, right? It's starting now. Are you ready?
Yep.
So this is what I really want to cover, guys, is that if you look at the charts and you look at the crypto markets and all that kind of stuff, I think that a lot of people out here, Zach, they kind of are waiting for this big bang, right? They're like, they're waiting to wake up tomorrow and crypto is up, 50%, Bitcoin, everything's up 50% tomorrow. And I think that that's something that's not how it works. It's with a whimper, right? So like if I go, let me show you kind of what I'm talking about. So if I go here and I go to look at like Solana, this is an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. So yes, this is, and by the way, I'm going to plug our software. It gave a buy indicator right there, and it's up basically 100% in 17 days. So links in the description below, go get it. Okay. And it has an issue to sell alert. But here's what I wanted to point out. This buy alert hit, but then, the first day it was only up like 5 or 6%. The next day it was up. The next day it was up. And by the way, I want to show this. You've had higher highs, but you've also had these kind of down cycles, right? And then you go up and it goes sideways, and you go up and it goes sideways, et cetera. And I realize that a lot of you guys are sitting there going, well, yeah, duh, Austin. But that's the point, is that when you look at Solana in the macro and you're looking at it on the daily and it's up 100% in, what was that, 18 days or whatever, it's 5% here, gives back, goes 1, it's 8%. And most people expect or are looking for, Zach, 30% in one day. And it doesn't really usually happen that way. So please go ahead, add to that.
You're 100% right. And I think the mass majority of people, first off, just aren't locked in. Like, they're not on this live stream right now. Right. Yep. By the way, hit the like button so more of those people get in. Right. But they'll wait until they see it or hear it on MSNBC or Fox Business. Right.
And we're already back to a $2 billion market cap, and Bitcoin's 42,000 and blah, blah, blah.
And it's interesting, though, they have started that conversation again, which is good for all of us because we're already here. We've been here through the last 2 years of shit. Right. But recently there was a big 5-minute segment on MSNBC. They always bring on Anthony Pompliano. I don't know if you've seen him. He's a big Bitcoin advocate. They had a 5-6 minute spot about a week ago because Bitcoin hit 35,000. And that will amp up and only get bigger once Bitcoin hits 40. Once Bitcoin hits 42 and 45, all of a sudden you'll start to see the mass media, if you will.
It'll be everywhere.
Traditional media. They'll start picking it up. That's when people will pay attention. That's when people will FOMO in. When, guys, Bitcoin was at 16,000 to start the year.
And nobody wanted to buy because it was going to be gone in the next 10 minutes.
Right.
Bitcoin's going talking heads, right? Yes. Bitcoin's a scam. Crypto's a scam, blah, blah, blah. Guys, understand something, that those talking heads out there, look at who's behind them. There's always a reason. Look at what how do they make their money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it's just, if you see behind it, Bitcoin at 16,000, that's when you should have bought,
on another note, if you want to, no, I agree 100%. You want to buy when nobody's talking about it.
Oh yeah.
That's real. I mean, if you see the videos that we're talking about, Solana's up now, it's too late.
Hey, look, here Juan's asking this. What's the big news? Juan, the big news is what we've been talking about. The big news is that right here, right now is when you should be buying and also aware of the fact that crypto, don't be looking for a 30% move up in any asset tomorrow. Like we showed Solana, right? As an example, I'm going to show this again. This is how crypto works. It goes up 5 or 6% every single day. You have higher highs, higher lows, you have sideways consolidation. And if you weren't looking at this and just looking at what's going on recently, you would miss it across the board, right? I mean, like SHIB, you can see like right now it's up 11% from right there when our little indicator spiked 8 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's not as much of a move up. We can talk about that, but you get my point. I think that's the big news. You've got to be aware of how this really works. Go ahead.
Two things, Austin. So you brought up SHIB. I wanted to get to that because I saw a couple questions. What about SHIB? What about SHIB? Here's a good thing. Our momentum indicator flashed, which is great. And I think there was a couple people. One, the Wolf of All Streets, Scott Melker, came out, and he's a big Bitcoin advocate, but he likes altcoins too. And he basically was talking about Shiba Inu. I couldn't believe he was actually talking about it, which was awesome. He put out a tweet, and he basically said, "Hey, I think the bottom's in here." Yeah, and I think a big reversal is coming, and he thinks we can go up there and test that 11 range. It's been a little while since we've been up there, and the thing with SHIB right now, we haven't seen. We need to get to that 8.3 level. So where's SHIB at right now? It's like just into the eights, right?
Right,
at least
barely at the eights.
That 8.3 level is crucial. That is our 200-day moving average, and we're getting up there. We're getting close, and we're seeing. That looks very. I mean, I thought that was the SHIB chart. That looks.
No, it's the ADA chart. The only reason I'm bringing this is because I'm setting the stage for you, and I know we'll talk about this. That I think Cardano ADA is probably one of the biggest opportunities for percentage up in the next run. I
agree. Yeah, I mean, I've had a a lot of ADA for a long time, and it's interesting. Because on one hand, it doesn't go up very fast. So you can say, well, it's kind of boring in that way, but it also doesn't go down very fast. It's kind of like a stable investment that obviously is not a stable coin. It has upside, obviously. And it was kind of a late bloomer back in 2021. If you remember, it kind of made all these moves toward the end of the bull cycle, and it was kind of delayed. And the sentiment around Cardano is, it's went through a couple cycles. It came out in 2017, so it's been through 2 cycles. It's maturing now. We're seeing DeFi really boost, which I want to come back to DeFi overall when we get done with the Cardano conversation. We're seeing a boost there with Cardano DeFi. We're seeing developers come in. They've made a lot of upgrades and updates in this past year and a half because they're setting the stage for them to have the biggest bull run they've ever had in 2025. And it's not just me. I mean, Coin Bureau recently put out an unbelievable video talking about the cyclical nature of Bitcoin and Ethereum and where they are in their maturation process and how big they are. It's very important for everybody to know this. Some of you may already know, but a lot of people don't think about it necessarily in these ways. The bigger the market cap, the more you have diminishing returns, meaning the slower it's going to go up. So we're looking at Bitcoin once it gets to about 40K. A lot of the projections are about 120 to 130K, about a 3X. Once Ethereum gets to about 2,000, which they call this kind of the, I think the supplies, it's like, what's that zone where like, I don't know, it's like the point of attack or something. Basically, once it reaches 2,000, that's when the bull run really starts for Ethereum. They're looking at getting into about 14K. Right. With Cardano, the upside is pretty crazy. I mean, potentially $20 to $25. That's coming from Coin Bureau. And that's not a guy who goes out there every day and says everything's going to 100X, right?
That's don't do math in public. That's is that 100X or 1,000?
I was to 100X.
That's 100X. Yeah. So, and y'all can laugh at me. I always I say that all the time. Don't do math in public, right?
Well, I think 30 cents to $3 would be 100X. So, I mean, but he was talking about it when Cardano was at 25 cents, by the way. That was a little while ago. But yeah.
So kind of, there's a good one here. Richard, this is a great question. Hey, would you guys buy Sol now or wait? Now let me pull the Sol chart up, because here's the thing I would tell you. So Zach and I have both bought some Sol on this way up. We have bought some. Our indicator hit here, which was approximately 17 days ago. We're up 96%. So Richard, to your point, what I've been waiting for is for our indicator to basically flash a sell, right? I'm waiting for it to sell. So and then when it sells, when we get a momentum down or a sell alert, then I'm waiting for it to move down a little bit, and then I'm waiting for the next buy. That's what I'm waiting for, Richard. So for anybody kind of listening, that's literally Zach and mine. Our plan for Sol is to do that. But again, go back to what Zach said. Like, I think ADA is a sleeping giant, massive. I think 100X. And I'm going to remind you guys on something that Zach said, is that if you look at Bitcoin, and I love Bitcoin, right? If you look at Bitcoin and you look at Ethereum today, Bitcoin, everybody agrees that Bitcoin is going to go to 120,000, 130,000 probably by the first quarter of 2025. Ethereum 15,000 by that same period. That's a 3x and a 7x respectively. That's how you got to look at it. So if you put $1,000 into Bitcoin and it 3x's, that's now worth, don't do math in public, 4,000, right? Yeah. So, but if you put that same amount of money in Cardano with 100x, Cardano goes to $25. That's a better investment. Again, not investing advice, do what's right for you. But that's how should kind of look at it. Own Bitcoin, own Ethereum, but also Solana, et cetera. So there you go.
Yeah, and I want to come back to the DeFi conversation because the DeFi tokens right now have been quietly surging. We had like that DeFi summer back a couple years ago, and I think DeFi was kind of early, kind of like gaming was in our previous cycle.
Yeah.
I think you're starting to. So a good way to think about this, right? What were some of the sectors that had little mini runs in the previous cycle? If you were here in 2021, think back. What had their little runs, right? Well, we had gaming had its little run with Axie Infinity and a couple of these play to earn, right? These themes that were kind of, wow, this is new and exciting, but it's a little bit too new to have a full bull run just yet, right? So you look at that. You look at DeFi, same thing. You look at AI, right? I mean, so now as we've kind of come through and 4 years have gone by, 3-4 years have gone by, I think you're going to see a big surge in these sectors that scratched the surface a little bit in 2021, the gaming, the DeFi, the AI sector.
Yep.
These type of plays could be big. And if you look at the top 100, I'm sharing the top 100 gain right now, the gainers. Look what number one is. Pancake Swap right now. Of course, that's the huge DeFi app. Like that is the thing on BSC, right? Up 29% in the last 24 hours. Look at Uniswap. It's right there. Uniswap's up 12%. Decentraland has been making a nice little run too. That's metaverse. There's another sector, right, that had its little run, but we're still trying to figure out what the hell metaverse means. This is a good way to think about it from an investor standpoint. What have we scratched the surface on that now 3-4 years later could be kind of coming into its own, like we said with Cardano, right? And you could look at it in sectors as well. Look at Aave. That's another huge DeFi play. You're seeing a lot of the top DeFi protocols right now lead the way, which is good because as that goes, the altcoin market goes.
Agreed, man.
But here's
the other thing. Take a drink. Get you a drink. That was a lot.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
no, I'm not.
I was on one there.
You're on a roll, man. That's awesome as shit. Yeah,
you'll like this. I just pulled this up.
Oh, I love this website. Yeah. Pull your screen across where it's bigger. You know how I like to make your screen bigger and more in the.
So wait, you want to see? What do you mean?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Go. You're good.
No, mine's all. That's all I got. That's all I can.
That's all I got. I'm giving her all I got, Scotty. Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, we were talking about Bitcoin maybe getting to 120K. That seems to be like the general consensus. Well, Bitcoin's going to be a $2.3 trillion market cap if that happens, right? And then you start doing that with Ethereum. This is kind of how I like to think about it. Then you start thinking about Ethereum. All right, we think it's going to, an average price target, 14,000. Okay, market cap of 1.7. So 2.3 plus 1.7, okay, is what? 4 trillion?
4 trillion.
They make up 70% of the overall market. We could start to think like, okay, well, 30 more percent there. Like how high could we go in this next cycle? It's a kind of a good
That's
exercise.
a 10%. That's a $5.2 trillion market overall, which is very much in line with what we've talked about with that's a big deal what you just said. We could see Bitcoin and Ethereum. Yeah, that makes about right. Yeah, 5 trillion. And what's the biggest the crypto's been? 2.7, 2.8 trillion, the total market back in 21.
I think, did we get over 3?
Boca or anybody call us out on that. What was our total? What was the biggest that all of crypto market capitalization has been? Was it 2.7 or did we cross over 3? Somebody somebody drop in because I've slept since then. So
Yeah, think I think we were over 3 at the peak. I think.
somebody
I
will
thought there
drop
was
it.
I thought
Somebody
there
will
was a
drop
way
it.
to get yeah. What's the highest market cap the entire market's ever been at? I wanna say like 3.2 or
Baby Shark
something.
says never over 3. I want to say it's like 2.8, somewhere in that
Really?
area. Yeah, I mean,
Why
because
did I
that was
think
at
we got
kind of
over
the
3?
huh?
Why did I think we got over 3?
It must be you must be doing some good drugs. I don't know. So. No, I don't think we've ever been over 3. I just don't think. So somebody 2.7. So yeah, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody November 10th, 2021, 3 trillion all-time high. Damn it.
Okay.
I
I
hate it when
thought
Zach's right.
I
Hate
thought
that
we
shit.
got up above
Hate
there
that
before.
shit. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I don't like Zach being right.
I could have
Uh,
sworn I saw that 3 number at least, like, briefly,
all right.
way back when. But I like doing this because that kinda makes sense, right? Like, to your point, okay, can we get to a 5.2? Actually, that might
Yes.
even be more bullish than anything that's not Bitcoin Ethereum because I think we can get to a 6. So I think a lot of that capital is gonna flow into, you start looking at some of those big dogs, right? Like your XRPs, your chain links, your
I think
Polygon.
5.2 trillion is a very, very, very reasonable number. I mean, now granted, to your point, that's predicated on Bitcoin getting to, well over 100 plus thousand, Ethereum, all that kind of stuff. But those numbers. So here's a question, and I want this question for you know what? Uh, Pop quiz. I've said this in videos, and Zach, I think you have as well. I think everybody, and I'm talking about bears and bulls,
Mhm.
hate each other as groups, right?
Yeah.
Hate each other, but I think that everybody in the room, bears and bulls, agree that Bitcoin will go to 120 plus thousand. So, do you agree? Drop in the chat, drop in the comments. Do you guys agree that the Bears and the Bulls pretty much agree on that? And I think the consensus is Q1 of 25 because usually it happens about 6 to 9 months after the halving event.
Mhm.
So, drop in the comments, chat, whatever. Do y'all agree that the Bears and Bulls agree on that? Because to me, that's the lead story, Zach. The Bears even say, yeah, begrudgingly.
Well, the old adage is what? Like bears aren't bears forever. Eventually bears are bulls too, right? And they're just bears right now.
until
Um
until they're not,
until they're
right?
not,
Yeah.
But there will always be those people that, are just bearish. Like that's their angle. Um yeah, I couldn't do it.
I,
I mean,
I don't want to. I wouldn't want to live with those people.
it
It's like,
it was hard for me to be bearish a little bit in the last 2 years. I mean, you had to be because it just didn't look great. But I mean, you open up crypto bubbles this morning and you start to see what's going on, and you start to really look at this from where we started this year, guys. It's
Oh,
it's happening right now.
oh,
Like
sorry. Let me
it,
add you to the stage. There you go. There you go.
it doesn't feel as if like we're there yet because we're not. But like I think we're gonna look back, in my opinion, 2 years from now. So what is that? October 2025, and be able to say, you know what? October 2023 is when it started to shift.
Right.
I think when we look at this holistically, a couple years down the road, this is going to be the moment in time where we should have knew what was getting started back then. And it's
Right.
right now. It's right now. That's why we're, saying here we go, because a lot of people I think are still sitting on the sidelines just waiting, right, to your point, for those God candles, and they're not here yet. But you don't
Well,
want to you don't want to wait until those hit.
but Zach, I mean, thank you. That was a fantastic way to just beat this into the ground again. If you're new, if you're waiting for some magic, God come down from on high, the mountain, whatever, to say, hey, Zach, now's the time to get into crypto, whatever it is. That's simply not the way it works. It's not going to happen that way. It's going to be small incremental moves up. And then we're going to go down a little bit more up. We're going to go down a little bit more up. And people are waiting for this big symbol or big sign. And to your point earlier, Zach, they're waiting for some talking head on Fox or NBC, whatever, MSNBC to say, crypto's okay again. And when that happens, it's damn near too late.
It's too late. It's too late. I agree. I mean, You look at you look at what some of these altcoins have done, and Solana is a great example. I mean, Solana has come up from what, $8,
Yeah.
but it's still relatively early, even though it's went up 100% in a short
Well,
amount of
and it
time.
was back, I mean, back in the day, it was 200 plus.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you and I bought it back in, we were buying and selling it back when it was like 150. And we're like, hey, you were making good returns buying it then. That was years ago. And it went to $8, right?
Crazy.
And yesterday on the live stream, I think you did a great job of using Solana as an example of the FTX SBF thing. It crushed it. And here we are,
Did you see the Solana prediction from Vanek?
No.
Now,
Oh, 2,500 or something like that?
3,200.
Yeah, I did. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's the high case, right? But
Okay,
I mean,
dude, put that number into your coin perspective
yep.
thing. All right.
I did on a previous video. Let's do it again. I mean, I was just reading this article here. I mean, think about this. Sol's prices rallied 500% in 11 months
That's nuts.
in a bear market. But yeah, Vanek had that crazy price prediction. I think it was 3,200, wasn't it? Somebody correct me on that. I want to make sure that was it. I'm almost positive. So here, like, we can throw that in our old machine here. Let's see here. That would give
1.3.
Solana a market cap of 1.3 trillion. That's their 2030 projection. So that's, 2 cycles, not this cycle, next cycle, which you really zoom out. It doesn't that doesn't sound that crazy. Like,
No.
there's going to be some other big layer ones up there with Ethereum. Like, will Ethereum ever get passed up? It's hard to say. I think they're pretty much solidified. I mean, they are the king when it comes to smart contracts, but like, there's going to be some other winners here, and Solana, Cardano are right there. I mean, those are your 2 dark horses, if you will. And I've always said, I think there's room for a lot of, not a lot, but maybe 3 to 5 of these to really flourish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. I'm going to pull something up, but keep going.
Yeah. And I think Solana is one of them. I think Cardano is one of them. I mean, we could start playing some stuff out with ADA here. I mean, right. You start looking at, let's just even say, Coin Bureau said $25, which I think is kind of crazy. I mean, I'll take 15. I'll take.
Yeah.
I mean, but still,
dude, always cut it in half, right? Go to $12, whatever it is, right? I mean, that, I'm going to do a real quick right here. Let me show this. So layer ones, I'm going to bring this up. Zach and I've talked about this. Oh, I don't need that. Mainnet Z, which is coming from the Xenu folks. Zach and I have acquired a validator node on their forthcoming layer one. They got some cool stuff. So you can go follow them. They're coming. By the way, this is not a sponsored or paid promotion of any kind. We have literally bought a validator node on their forthcoming layer one. The cool thing, what they're doing is they're giving people the ability to stake behind nodes, like in retail investors, right, Zach? And
yep.
you'll get a cut of the recurring gas fees. Nobody's ever done that. We were talking about layer one, so I was like, this is cool. They've got a pre-sale coming. Again, check it out. It's basically on Twitter, Mainnet Z. So go check them out. Zach, anything you want to add to that?
Passive income. And it's a really cool opportunity for everybody out there. And I'm really pumped because I've never been a validator before. So it was a cool opportunity. Austin and I went in on it together, and looking forward to kind of seeing what they're able to build on their layer one, which is kind of crazy. They're building a layer one blockchain.
Yeah, and the other thing they're doing and we talked about this, but they're giving 40% of the gas fees associated with a project. So if a project launches on, or ports over or launches on their layer one, 40% of those gas fees for their project go into that project.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that nobody's ever done that. And I think that's what what Mainnet Z is doing is that they're compensating the projects, and they're compensating retail investors like you and I. That's why you and I were like, yeah, absolutely. I think there's something special in here. So, yeah.
I've got another 100x potential crypto for you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Somebody
Uh-oh.
mentioned it, and I mentioned this recently. I did a long video on top 100 coins, ranking them and things like that. Caspa.
Big Caspa. Yeah, you've been doing videos on them. You've been looking at them, haven't you?
Caspa is very, very interesting. It's super under the radar right now. Shout out to all the Caspa community members. Let me hear you in the chat. Spam the chat if you're a Caspa investor. But I saw a bunch of other YouTubers talking about it. It sparked some interest. I was like, all right, let me dig into this. They are essentially a new age Bitcoin. Their biggest aim is trying to tackle the trilemma, right? Which all these layer ones face. They're trying to tackle three things at once. It's security, it's scalability, and decentralization, right? And because it's proof of work, a lot of people would argue it has a better opportunity to do that. And it's built on the Bitcoin consensus model. And it's already, for whatever reason, CoinMarketCap doesn't track it, but it's already a top 50 crypto. Now listen to this. This is the bear market for Caspa. Let me show you this. And this is not paid or anything, by the way. I bought in at 4.5 cents. I bought a little bit. I want to go deeper in here. I was waiting for a pullback. We just haven't freaking had one. But if we go to CoinMarketCap, they track it. They just don't list it on the top 100. But you guys know what we've been going through, right? Like in this bear market, it's been like brutal, right? Like this is the alt chart for Caspa, Austin. They launched in November of 2021. This is the alt chart. Have they experienced a bear market? No. Like it's kind of crazy. They're quietly a $1 billion market cap right now. Oh yeah. They're not listed on the granddaddy of them all yet. There's no Binance here. There's no Coinbase here. So I think there's a ton of freaking upside here. And I think it legitimately could do a 100x. I mean, get to a $100 billion market cap. Whether it happens this cycle, I mean, it's 5 cents right now. I put the price target in at $5. It's 98x. Again, it's all speculation here, but we're looking for, when I'm looking for 100x projects, I want them to be like somewhat solidified. And this is one of those for me. Cardano's there as well, of course, but
absolutely. Well, I might have to throw some money at Caspa. I think that's a good thing. TokenFi, basically Doge father. Thanks for talking about that. Yeah, Zach and I both got into TokenFi. We saw the value there. They're coming from the Floki team. I think we've done well with that one. That's good things.
Yeah,
and this is awesome. An oldie but a goodie. CCX, Clear Cryptos, still both massive holders in that. They are quietly building, guys, and that's all I'm going to say. We're under some non-disclosures. They're quietly building in the bear market. But look for Clear to do some cool stuff. So that's what's going on with them.
A lot of people have been asking me too about it, and I can only say the same right now. But we're both still big time investors. Believe in the team. We've met the team, so looking forward to what they roll out in this next cycle.
Cool. Yeah, I think I have to buy some Caspa. I don't own any Caspa yet, so I think I'm gonna have to put a little.
I want to give some love to Cronos.
Yeah.
They're kind of a sleeping giant too. They really are. And there was a lot of FUD thrown their way, when the whole FTX drama hit. I mean, every exchange came under fire, right? And if I look at two exchange tokens, because I'm not a huge fan of exchange tokens on the surface, but if there's two that I really like, it's BNB and Crow, because they actually have use case, and they also both have blockchains. Like now you have the Cronos blockchain, that whole rebrand. When you go to crypto.com, there's a use case for Crow. I mean, obviously there's staking rewards, their passive rewards when you use their credit cards. Like they're building an ecosystem out here. I think Cronos is going to blow past $1 in the next cycle. I know we got close in the previous cycle. I think Cronos can be a huge winner in this next cycle. You talk about cryptos that kind of scratched the surface a little bit, bursted on the scene, and now they've had a little bit of time to go through the maturation process. Cronos and that entire ecosystem is there. I think they're ready to take the next step. They've been getting basically every compliance. What am I looking for? Every compliant. What's the word? They're compliant everywhere they need to be compliant.
Yep.
In terms of like who can use their app and where they're situated in the world. they're doing all the right things. And I've been really impressed with how they've built here in the bear market. Chris Marzalek, their CEO, has hit all of the stuff that's been thrown their way. He's hit it head on. He's communicated directly with everybody when all that stuff was coming out. So I've been watching that, and I've been impressed. I've been impressed with what I've seen there from him and that company. And I really like Crow as a big potential here in this next cycle too.
You know, it hasn't been on my radar to buy and hold it. I didn't know. I don't look at, we can't look at everything all the time, right? And I didn't know that Crow was back down to 6 cents. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, when we think about undervalued, like what's undervalued? I mean, I think.
Yeah, look at that chart. Look at that chart. That's crazy.
It was up there at 98 cents. I mean, head over to our.
Man, that's a buy at this level. Jeez.
I agree, man. I agree. And I mean, you just put $1 in. That's just a little bit over the all-time high in the previous cycle. Again, to Austin's point that he always says, if you think it's going to go higher than the next cycle, which I do, a 15x is sitting there for you, and it's a top 40 crypto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. All right, well, I'm gonna write this down. Caspa and Crow.
I'm telling you, man, there's so many things, but you're right. There's so many things undervalued right now. There's so many altcoins that are good buys. It's so hard to kind of parse out.
Well, I mean, everything
above the rest,
damn near everything was devalued by 90+% from its, from its all-time, from its highs. I mean, look at right there. Crow is literally down about 95%, give or take. I mean,
it's crazy.
Everything's on a fire sale in a good way. And all you got to do is basically buy quality. I mean, so if you want to buy some exchange, buy some Uniswap, even though it's right. And that's the funny thing. Like, you showed Uniswap up earlier, right? It's up, but I guarantee if you go to Uniswap's chart and you look at it over the last year, it's still discount. I don't know how much, but I guarantee you it's discounted.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, here's another one for you. Like Dogecoin's in the same boat as Crow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting because they're like literally at the same price right now, 6 cents, and their all-time high is similar. Like one was 79 and one was 90, whatever. But you put $1 in, which I think Doge will get to $1. I do in this next cycle. And that's a 14x still from today. I mean, the opportunities here are just endless. Somebody said WagMe Games is pumping. Hold on. Where's WagMe?
You WagMe?
Well, it's cooled off a little bit. It's not, I mean, it's been pumping. I got in on this trade. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. So I saw this little reversal happen. And I said, wait a minute. I said, there's some gaps to fill here. And yeah, I got up. I made a nice little move on the 7. I'm still holding it. So we'll see what
happens. Ayush is asking, I hope I'm saying your name right. I apologize if I'm not. Bone, pull up, since you're driving the bus, pull up Bone. Where we at on Bone? By the way, I mean, I don't know where Bone is right this second. I still own a bunch of it. I know Zach does too. It's a long-term hold. It's a long-term hold,
I mean, honestly, in my not financial advice opinion, this is a really good time to buy it. I mean, look where it's at. It's sitting on a major support line right here. I mean, this is like
70 cents. Oh, that's a good buy.
It's going back to like November of last year. Like, I mean, look how it's bounced off these levels, guys. I mean, we're like, yeah, I'm glad we actually pulled this up. This is like actually a really good. Here's the thing. Look, it just bounced off this before and bounced back up to about 81 cents. I mean,
if it retests at that number and bounces again, that's a good signal.
It's even showing more support there at basically right here at just below 70 cents. Basically, that's it. That's interesting. That's really good timing. Whoever brought that up.
So Boca brings up a good point. I know we've been talking about this. So it's what I hate when people complain about a specific coin being down. Everything is way down. You need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. You know what? I don't know what this answer is, Zach, and usually that's not a good thing. But pull up, go to CoinMarketCap or wherever. Go to CoinMarketCap and pull up SHIB on the. And I want to look at the 1 year. I want to see, because I haven't looked at this, so I want to see.
You want to look at a trading view?
Doesn't matter. I just want to see that. I want to see the 1 year. I'm really looking for like how far we spiked up, if we
Well,
did for the 1 year. I know it's been a lot more stable and not really moved a lot.
well, the 1 year, okay. So interestingly enough, we started the year like pretty much where we are right now,
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Yeah. So SHIB has not moved. So yeah, but we're down a little. Oh no, now we're literally
Year
back at the level of where we started.
year to date, we're down 3%.
Okay. Yeah. Now to our point earlier, if you go back and look at kind of its highs, well, I know the answer to this. We're 10x below our all-time high, which we
Mhm,
hit in October of 21, right? We're
mhm.
10x, we're down 10x.
Yeah, so our all-time high was what? 4088, right?
Yep, that is correct.
There you go.
Yeah.
That would take us back to that 50 plus billion-dollar market cap, 10x away.
Which we will get to. I think SHIB will go to back to its all-time high in the context of this Bitcoin having Bitcoin ETF run that's going to lift all of crypto back up easily. I think easily get back to that level.
I think so too, and I think SHIB right now, it's in a transitional period, right? Like it's
Yeah.
going now from meme token to utility token, and there's going to be some growing pains there. But I do believe in the long term future here of SHIB, and you look at the three meme coins in general that are like kind of now household names. Pepe's kind of slowly entered the fray. There
Yep.
will be a time when money will flow into all of those, and and it'll induce a surge in the overall market. So a lot of people like to say Dogecoin and SHIB are too old now, they're dead. I don't believe that.
Mhm.
I don't believe that for 1 second. Will there be some new meme coins that burst on the scene and give you more X's? Yes, but good luck guessing right. You know what I mean? You can almost go back to the well here with your Doge, SHIB, and Pepe, and probably feel pretty confident about locking in some gains with those three. And Pepe is an interesting one too. I mean, it's got a lot of
Well,
upside still.
and I think you said it earlier. I think you seeing the evolution. Look at Floki coming out with TokenFi. They're going after the tokenization of assets.
Yep.
Look at SHIB. SHIB came out with the game Shibarium, forthcoming metaverse. They're all, because that's where you have to go. They're all focusing and moving towards utility. Pepe, I think Pepe is still very obviously young on that time frame, but I think if Pepe wants to stick around, there will be some type of a utility coming forth from the Pepe community. It can only stand on we are the coolest community meme token movement out there for so much, a certain amount of time. I'm not diminishing what they're doing, but on the evolution of where they're at, there will be some forthcoming, utility. Would you agree?
I agree 100%. I think the same for Dogecoin too.
The problem with Dogecoin is who the hell is going to build it. They've tried and they just have never seemed to get anything off the ground with Doge.
It's going to be Elon.
Well, Elon is their utility. Let's call it what it is, right?
I mean, Elon's going to do something with Dogecoin on X, right?
Of course
I
he is,
mean,
but it's not going to be just Doge. It'll be other cryptos too, but Doge will be part of it, in my opinion.
maybe Doge will have what am I trying to say? Maybe Doge will be put on a pedestal in some way.
If he officially anoints and brings crypto into Twitter X more, people will grab. Well, in the stable is say SHIB, Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum, blah 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 blah. People will grab Dogecoin and they'll run with it
Mhm.
because it's X and Twitter and it's Elon and
Oh,
etc.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. He's going to do something. He's going to do something with
Oh,
it.
absolutely, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't help but think that he won't, right?
Going back to
Elon.
Pepe real quick, there's an interesting. I mean, the whole Pepe meme and how it was created. I mean, it had a really nice surge recently too. Um, really nice surge, right? I mean, it came way down here, and now we're kind of back. We're kind of hanging in the balance here. Like we're back almost to a $500 million market cap. It actually got up there. Um, I think Pepe will have another run, and I think it's going to happen around election time. That's my bold prediction, because it's a meme.
Oh, memes. Oh, I got you. Yeah.
The Pepe meme is. I don't want to get political here because it's the whole. We're on a platform. I don't want to blah blah blah. But look into the meme coin of Pepe. A lot of people know. Commenters, go ahead and rifle your thoughts on that. But if some certain people run for president, there's going to be a resurgence in Pepe, in my opinion, around next year. And you better believe it. Like, I'm going to play that card. And that sounds dumb, but that's how you play meme coins. It's all about the narrative.
Sure.
Community is important. It has that. It's about the narrative. And I think there's going to be a really strong narrative. And that's my bold prediction on that. Pepe is going to have a mean run later in 2024. We'll see.
Zach has spoken.
We'll see. Make Pepe great again. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, that's the point. I think there is a place for Pepe. I think there is a place for it in the scheme of crypto, and people own community meme tokens for different reasons, and they are emotionally attached to them. But you also see the evolution, right, Zach? You see the evolution of these projects. You see the evolution of Floki, of Shib, of, and Pepe's just younger. And it's ultimately they will come out with something,
I agree.
And I think that's really, you and I have sat here every single day for 2+ years, coming up on 3, in the first quarter of 24, 3 years doing this, which is craziness. In a positive way, we've seen that evolution. We've seen these things evolve. It's cool to see SHIB evolving. It's cool to see these things, because that's what you have to do to succeed. Anyway,
yeah, and what you said there is really, really important. Right at the beginning of your statement, it's how did you say it? It was something about emotions?
Well, you and I have talked about this at length. Community meme token. Here it is. I'm not emotionally connected to owning ADA, right? That's it. That's what it comes down to. People are not emotionally connected.
I think that's one of the biggest mistakes people make, is they get so emotionally invested in something that they're just holding the coin now because they're emotionally in. Like, they're not even thinking rationally at all. And this is why it's so important to diversify your portfolio. You could be in communities and love those communities, like SHIB. Like, we're part of this community. We're just like you all. We're just community members, founded early, way back in 2021, love the vision. We're here. We want to see this thing through and see it succeed, go to new heights in this next bull run. However, we're not stopping there. Like, we don't just stop the bus and say we found our thing. There are tons of opportunities out there, right? I mean, and different tokens do different things. Different sectors provide different opportunities, and those sectors run at different times. And there's a lot to consider out there, right? So I thought you're 100% right. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make, I think.
So Bo could bring us up a good point. I'm emotional about my XRP. Well, I think if I would have had the cost basis, I don't know what Boca's cost basis is, but it's probably freaking. We know some people that have cost basis below a penny, which I would love to have done that. That was like back in the day, man.
But I mean, Boca, to your point, ask yourself, like, are you so locked into what's going on with XRP? Are you missing out on opportunities? That's when you know you're being too emotional.
To take profits, et cetera. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, even just being locked in so much that, like, you're not looking at what else is going on around the crypto space, because that's what happens. They just, all their time and money spent and, on this one thing, and they're reading articles only about this one thing, and they're seeing things only that they want to hear. And that's dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? You've got to look at, when in doubt, oh, here we go. Richard.
Let's go, Richard.
Richard, you should have bought it for me, man. My version is so much better.
Let's go, Richard. That's a good pick. Seriously, though, man, happy to have you on. And I can't wait to next time you make your next trade and ink some profits, let me know in the comment section. We need to get some more testimonials. I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the comments, like Zach, I'm loving XT Algo. And I'm like, man, we need to get some of this stuff for our websites.
Somebody dropped in a comment on one of my videos that it reduced their stress level by 50%. I thought that was awesome. I was like, really cool, you know, because you
I
know,
can see why though. I mean, I get it.
yeah,
Like,
I mean, you know, that's the thing. You got to have, don't use an indicator from somebody. And it's not a silver bullet, by the way. It's not, you know, it's not a
it's a tool.
100% you get to start printing money if you're using an indicator. It's just one more tool and arsenal that you can use to give you some insight into when to buy and sell. That's really what it comes down to. We are
Yep.
not saying it's the holy grail and it's going to solve all your money problems. That's not it, but it helps. It helps knowing, it just gives you more visibility.
100%. Like, you still have to do your research. You still have to have a good like investing thesis. Like, why do I want to get into this? Is it the right time? But I mean, then you have this that says, okay, here's the little extra layer of, okay, you've done your research. You want to get in here. Well, here's a little indication on when you should get in and a good time. 85% of traders are using something like that. And a lot of times they build it themselves or they have it built for them. We went to one of the top guys who builds these. We went right to the top and we were like, because not only do we want to share this with you, but like we wanted to become better traders too. Like we wanted to have this tool in our arsenal. And now it's like awesome because we get to share it with all of you guys.
So Richard's asking, is there a difference? No, there's not a difference. Richard, we built it together. We built it together. We hired one developer. We built it, and we both sell it on our respective channels. But it's the exact same code. Exact same code. Although mine, because it has my name on it, is better. That's what it comes down to.
No, XT is better than X1. Like, come on, you guys know. You guys know. Come on.
What is this? Will indicator? Yes, it works for all crypto and it works for stocks. You can use it for stocks, silver, gold, Forex, commodities, futures, you name it. It works for all those.
The only thing it'll work with all crypto once it's put on TradingView's platform. Usually, so as long as it's on a couple like good size exchanges, like a Mexi or then it'll, but it won't be like, Turtle Coin Inu that just came out yesterday. You're not going to be able to use XT Algo on Turtle
Coin Inu. Somebody's going to go out and start a Turtle Coin Inu, and they're going to say that's Zach's now. Yeah. Honest, if you're talking about what we're using to broadcast, it's StreamYard. So you can use that StreamYard. That's what we use for our videos and stuff. So there you go on that. All right, what else we got here? You know what? Let's do this. I want to check something. So I want to go check Yahoo, and I want to see. I want to refresh.
Oh yeah, I'm
curious.
curious.
And boom! Look at that, dude. 300. The Dow's up 387. The Nasdaq's up 193. The Fed left the door open to more high. Market thinks it's done. So let's talk about that. So hold on. What is this? Boca. Zach, please grow a handlebar. I know this is random. Just want to see it.
When I first came on YouTube, I had a pretty mean stash. I could grow a mean stash. I can't get the full beard. I got like this, there's little spots right here that just come in patchy. But I could grow a mean stash. I mean, this thing I could do the old Frenchman.
Little handlebar, little wax.
I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah. I saw a guy yesterday that had a handlebar, and it was truly the went up and then rounded it. I was like, man, that's
beautiful.
Impressive.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Respect. Oh shit.
All right. So go. I want your opinion on Fed. What are they going to do? I mean, so the Wall Street, again, like we just showed this, right? Excuse me. Well, I'm sorry. What was this? Zach Stash Inu. Oh God, that's awesomeness. There you go.
Mustache Inu.
Yeah, and a monocle, Boca, and a monocle. That's funny. Okay, sorry, I keep digressing. I'm gonna shut up. What do you think's going on here? Do you think the Fed's going to December 13th, right? What do you think they're going to do?
It's so hard to tell. I mean, it would be three pauses in a row. What's the early estimate? I don't even know. It's hard for me to say. I mean, it's tough.
The market is Wall Street is saying we're done. We're not going to get another Fed rate hike in December. I know what you're looking at, like that chart that's out there that says kind of what is, which I haven't looked at recently. It's probably high. And we both were watching, and we were both live streaming yesterday when he didn't give us a lot of hawkish, bearish sentiment in his speech. Sentiment, right? He did not do that. So I think they're going to leave it unchecked. I mean, and the other thing, here's what I want to say this. The last labor report was hot. The CPI was hotter. The PCE was hotter, and they still left it unchecked. So I don't know.
I'm with you. I mean, I think based on what we've seen the last couple go arounds, like my best guess would be that they're going to leave it be.
Yeah.
Especially with all like the stuff going on with the wars and stuff everywhere. There's a lot of unrest there. It's like, I think they're understanding like it's starting to hit people hard. And I mean, we'll see.
Well, this to me tells me that obviously Wall Street is applauding, if you will. Crypto itself has been kind of pulling back. Actually, it's gone back up because we were up about 2.4%. That number right there earlier this morning. So we've dipped down to about 1%, up one. Now we're up 1.5. Blah blah blah. Man, Pancake Swap is on fire. Goodness, what did they make some announcement? What's going on with Pancake? Holy crap!
I think you're just seeing altcoins finally start to catch up, and you're seeing the DeFi plays, start to come up first. You have that DeFi. Usually, you have that DeFi move, and then altcoins kind of start rising. We haven't seen altcoin season in a really long time. Bitcoin dominance has just continued to go up. It's been all about Bitcoin, really, outside of a couple big players. Actually, Austin, I just found this article 28 minutes ago. I think this is going to be something to watch. Ethereum has been at 2,000 a couple different times this year. It has not got there lately, but we're starting to feel the narrative shift a little bit. All coins are starting to move. If this expert is right and Ethereum gets to 2,000 here in the next couple weeks, I think we could really start to see an altcoin push. And I think it might slowly be happening now, right? But it's a little too early. Ethereum will be the big mover, right? Like Ethereum will be the big indication that, hey, something could be shifting here. But keep in mind, guys, Ethereum got over 2,000 twice this year, but it was very short-lived. This surge feels like a little bit different. It feels like it's kind of more measured and slow, which I like. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's
Boca makes a good point there. They might pause because of Christmas too. That is something to consider. That's a good point.
Well, you and I talked about this yesterday, and I want to bring this back and so to give you guys a little peek behind the curtain, Zach and I spend a lot of time every day looking at the analytics for our channels, right? And so we went through this period for the bulk of 2023 where we were not adding subscribers. We were still making content. The views were down. But in the last literally 10 days, guys, just to give you guys a little bit of peek, we've started to grow again. We've started to get views are going up, but people are literally pushing the subscribe button, which just as a side note, in a bear market, literally people don't subscribe to our channels, right? So Zach, I mean, add some to that.
No, and it's interesting because we do have an interesting like seat, and we can kind of tell like, okay, people are just checking out right now, or people are checking in, and it feels as if a lot more people are checking in because Bitcoin's going up, because it's in the news. You're starting to hear some rumblings of an ETF, so it's interesting. And on that same note, you just go to Google Trends. You can look at Google Trends, and we start to see, look what's going on.
Crypto, yeah.
If we take a look at the past 90 days, just on the word crypto, interesting. Look what happened here. Like October 24th, like that's a big spike. That's the biggest spike we've seen in the last 90 days. Okay. That's just in the US. Now, worldwide, same type of move. And if we can zoom out, we might even be able to see this a little bit better. Past 12 months, maybe. That right here in October, right? That move. So we'll see if that kind of trend continues. You start looking at we can do Bitcoin here and see.
Yeah, same way.
Yep, same thing. We're starting to see a little bit of a spike right now, and that's good to see.
Well, but Zach, historically, right? Q4, the fourth quarter of the year, has been good, and 22 sucked because 22 sucked in general. But I think we have so much positive on the radar, right? So Q4, yeah,
usually is a good quarter, and I mean we've got a lot of positive things happening with ETF news, with Ripple obviously scoring not one, not two, but three victories already this year. And the overall sentiment is also shifting just because of how the cycles have naturally went, right? Like we're getting close to the halving. There's another thing. I mean, so we got some nice catalysts lining up here. And let's talk about the macro for a minute because we touched on that yesterday. I want you to kind of take this. Remember when we were saying like with Arthur Hayes and stuff like that, some of the stuff, you've seen some similar things. Like when we look at this, okay, we're 2023. Let's take the next 7 years in this decade. Like, where do you think, how do we play this next 7 years to create generational wealth? Because I think we're in the right place right now. It's like, what do we do?
So I think fundamentally you don't miss, you don't, you pick your mark, right? You pick your opportunities. And right now your opportunities are anything in the top 45 to 50 cryptos and buy any asset you want. Everything's 90+% discounted from its all-time highs. And you're buying. Okay. You're either A, buying long-term bags, right? That you're going to buy and you're going to hold, and you're going to throw away the keys and you're going to wait for that massive return that's going to hit, by the way, probably in the first or second quarter of 2025. Okay. Number one. Number two, you're doing swing trading along the way if you so choose. You're picking your opportunities. You're using an indicator from somebody to give yourself a little bit of leg up. We have ours, links in the description below, blah, blah, blah. But beyond that, you've got from today, you've got about a 2.5 to 3 year runway, period. I think you will see Bitcoin go to 135 to 140,000 in the first and second quarter of 2025. You'll see Ethereum, all of their major crypto assets rise and hit their top at that point. And then guess what will happen? Leading into 25, 26, some type of a sell-off. Not a like the sky is falling, it's going to go blood red, but Bitcoin will do what it's always done. It'll go hit its peak like it did at 67,000 and come all the way back down, rest for a while, and then Bitcoin eventually will go to 200,000, so forth and so on. So the short answer to your question, or well, that's not true, the long answer because I'm long now, but is that I think you have 2.5 to 3 years. You want to make that money, you want to bank it, you want to be smart, you want to move to a pretty significant cash position or divest maybe into real estate, whatever. And then you want to be waiting, because I think the last 2 or 3 years of this decade is going to be a bloodbath. That's what I think. And you and I both follow some people and talk about those particular individuals. They all readily agree. They think the last year or two of this decade, so 28, 29, so forth, are going to be horrific. That's what I got.
I think it's great advice. And I think hopefully people are out there taking notes because, I don't know how you think about this, but it's like, I'm always thinking of like 5-10 years. Like, and I think maybe that's another big mistake people make. It's like, how can I get rich tomorrow? We see that all the time, but really, I mean, we've got a runway here. Like we've got this next 5 to 7 year stretch is where it's all at. So
I think you make the bulk of that money in the next 3.
Yeah.
And then you are smart and you have a very large stable coin, cash, whatever, right? There's nothing wrong with buying dirt if you can afford to do that. Dirt's always going to be good, right?
Say, what do you do when you make all this money, right? Like that's the next question, right? It's like, okay, we killed it in this bull market. Now, if we're bracing ourselves for a big decline, like how do we store that wealth and keep it? Real estate,
usually dirt real estate, you know, and more so if you can buy real estate that is an income producing asset.
Yeah.
And there's variations on that. I know you and I've talked about like, laundromats, car washes. Now, granted, these are very high capital intensive, usually businesses. And I would tell you, know something of don't go buy a laundromat just because, Austin said, go buy a laundromat, I'm going to do it. No, you got to know what the hell you're doing. Right.
Yeah.
I see friends of mine. I have a couple of friends that are buying a plane. They're literally and the reason is they get to depreciate the 80+% of that asset year one. So that reduces their taxable income. But then they have and then they're going to rent the plane out. Right. But
interesting.
One of them is a pilot. They know what they're doing. I mean, they know
they're
that
not going
business.
into it blind.
Yeah. But it's a they're buying an asset that they get to depreciate year one. So that reduces their taxable income. And then they ultimately have a revenue generating model in that asset, you know?
Interesting. You know, I was just thinking too, it's already here, but I'm sure it's going to be even more prevalent by the end of this next bull run. The tokenization of real estate,
Absolutely.
fractionalized real estate. So keep your eye on that. I mean, BlackRock, Larry Fink has already talked about that. The tokenization of real world assets. There you go. I mean, so you're making all this crypto money in the next few years, which it's going to happen, right? If you're here, you know it's coming. And okay, maybe that might be a way to diversify. Looking at that, just
I
as
think
something
I
else
think
coming.
you'll see that's a really good point. I think you'll see something around that coming from the big guys, right? I mean, like to your point, Larry Fink, BlackRock, blah blah blah. You got to believe that BlackRock is coming out with a product whereby a financial product whereby you will be able to have some type of fractionalized ownership,
Yep.
and that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Just
Well, I think for a lot of people, like people think real estate and they think, oh my gosh, it's a lot of work. And I don't really want to do that. I don't want to go hire a property manager. I don't want to do that thing, but I want to diversify my portfolio. I want to own some other things that aren't stocks or crypto. Well, that would be an awesome way to get into real estate, but in a somewhat passive way and less hands on, if you will,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, no, I think I think that's ultimately like Boca says he's going to buy a small island in Vanish. I always laugh and say I'm going to go buy an island in the Bahamas, but it's going to be like 5 foot by 5 foot. Standing on my island. I
No
guess
visitors.
yeah, no, you can't come over here. No, no, no. That's it. It's but I don't know. I think you have to also be aware of your risk thresholds, where you're at. I mean, guys, I mean, I'm 54, Zach's are, 33, right? And that you're, like that. So we're at different, but that I'm using that as an analogy. We're on different parts of that spectrum. And 54, I'm crypto is my more riskier play, right? But we have very traditional investments, our house, things of that nature. Whereas you're in your 30s. If you're in your 30s and your 20s, depending upon your risk threshold, you can be more aggressive. I know, like Zach, you're looking at buying some condos and things of that nature, which I think you should do. But I'm not. I personally don't want to go buy another 2 condos because I don't want to. To your point, I don't want to deal with the hassle. You know,
Right. Right. Rentals. Yeah. Somebody just put it
rentals. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
my wife's
Like,
family was big into rentals back in the day, and my wife and I've talked about it. And what ultimately what stops us
mm.
is the pain in the ass factor.
That's what I don't want to deal with, dude. I don't. Number one, I'm not a handyman. I'll be the first one to tell you. Like I'm not handy. Like so, I'm not going to go do this stuff myself. I feel like it just takes away from what I want to do. Like right, be here and do the
Yeah,
things I love to do. So I would have to outsource all that. You got to find good people. And I love people. This is going to sound weird, but the more people that you have to deal with, the more bullshit you have to deal with, the more
absolutely,
headaches you have. Like
absolutely.
we got a great business model because we don't have to deal with a lot of people if we don't want to, right? We just come on YouTube and do our thing and talk to all of you guys. It's kind of awesome.
Well, like, thank you, Castile, for this. And so, yeah, but we're still talking about crypto, guys, but we're talking about assets and how to make money. I mean, I see these guys pop up on Instagram all my time. I know you do as well. Hey, I make $100,000 a month in Airbnb income, and I'm not minimizing that. I think that there is a way to do that, but you got to know what the hell you're doing. Those guys that got that business model locked down, they're using apps, they're using all this different stuff. So if you're going to go do Airbnbs, go buy a course from somebody who's already proven that they can do it. Like what do you and I talk about all the time, Zach? If we're going to, we try to learn from somebody else if we're going to go do something,
Yep.
right? But Airbnbs, you still have a lot of risk. You still have a lot of you're gonna have debt unless you can go afford it. Most people can't afford to go buy them
A lot of
themselves.
competition now too.
Competition, all that, and everybody's got their hand out. Everybody's going to get a little cut of everything you bring in, you know?
I was just reading something because I'm trying to learn as much as I can about real estate. I'm in the market to buy something. It's just been brutal. The supply's been terrible just to get like a home base or something like a condo. And but the Airbnb market's interesting because depending on where you are, a lot of people are getting wrecked
Oh
because
yeah.
it's just so oversaturated.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's still probably a market for it in Nashville, right? Just because it's like the number one Airbnb hotspot destination you could do, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
these smaller size cities or whatever, mid-sized Midwest cities that don't have the same type of population, people just are jumping into it because 3-4 years ago it was the thing to do, and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go do that because everybody's making money doing that. Maybe they're not thinking it fully through, and they get into a market that's oversaturated, and you could get wrecked if you don't
Yep.
know what you're doing. You know,
Matt, shoot us a DM on Twitter. That's interesting. OXS
that's
Sniper
the
Bot.
sniper bot. That's the project building on Shibarium.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
that's your project, Matt, I don't know if that's your project, then yeah, shoot us. I'd love to look at it. That's cool. Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, but that you bring up a good point, man, on that. Give it a year, this bubble will explode. I think I tend to agree. But if you're going to do like Airbnb stuff, like in Texas, if I was going to go buy an Airbnb property today, I would buy it down in. I'm just completely lost the name of the city.
You've told me this before too.
Literally, I was.
Kind of like hill country, you've said before.
Yeah. Holy crap! I just brain fart. If you live in Texas, what's the name of the town in South Texas where it's like they have all the wineries and all that stuff?
I could pull up a map and start listing stuff.
What the hell was it? No,
hold on.
Somebody's gonna give it to us.
How south? Like what's a city it's close?
It's down by Austin and San Antonio. Oh my god.
Round Rock?
No.
Killeen?
No.
Killeen?
No. Oh god, not Killeen. Nothing wrong with Killeen. I'm just saying no.
How close to Austin? Cedar Park?
No, it's not that close. It's about 2 hours. Fredericksburg. Thank you, Senor Green. There you go. Thank you. God, I mean that's dementia. So, but here's my point. Fredericksburg is the kind of Airbnb destination for all of Texas. It's it. So, you mentioned Nashville. If you're going to do an Airbnb or something like that, do something like I would never go buy an Airbnb for Plano, Texas. I mean, nothing wrong with Plano. But it's a suburb of Dallas, right? Put it in a destination place, Nashville, Fredericksburg, whatever it is.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Focus said, why have you not bought a travel home yet? I've thought about it. I actually looked at what do you call it? Like a Tribago van. What are those ones? Tribago. One of them vans with the thing on the top, like where you sleep up top. And it was actually in really good shape, but it ended up being a freaking scam. Like the guy, I think it was like a picture of the thing. You ever see that? It's like, they don't even have it. It's like, oh yeah, here you go. You just bought a picture of of what you want or whatever.
There you go, buddy. All right. Hey, I'm going to go to the restroom. I'll be right back. You're driving the show. I'll be right back.
All right. Chris has a good one. Excuse me. For anyone starting fresh, which crypto will give the best chance for generational wealth? That's a great question. And there's the answer is there's a lot of opportunities, but Chris, I think you got to ask yourself, how much risk do you want to take, right? I think I'm a firm believer that everybody that gets in crypto should have some Bitcoin. Like it's almost like it should be like a law in a way, right? It's like you got to respect Bitcoin, right? Like it's not, it's solidified. It's the best performing asset in the last 12, 13 years. So Chris, I mean, what kind of time horizon are we talking, right? I mean, do you have 5-10 years? Do you have 20 years? That kind of changes your approach, right? But after Bitcoin, if you don't want to take a ton of crazy risky investments, look at some of the other ones that are there, right? Like Richard just mentioned, Cardano. It's one of my favorites personally. Polygon Matic, Chainlink is an infrastructure play I think is super undervalued. You start looking at that top 20, top 30, and find some ones you like there and start digging. See if you think they're undervalued. Look at their price in 2021. How far are they away to get back to that? Where start kind of breaking it down and analyzing it, and build yourself out a nice little starting portfolio. I recently did a video though talking about like portfolio construction, and Austin and I were actually talking about maybe doing some more of that in the future for our private community members. So we're kicking around that idea, because a lot of new people are going to be coming in, and, we want to help in that way. So Austin left you hanging again.
That's what I do.
Foxy.
Yeah. I had to go to the bathroom, Angela. Come on. You know,
You gotta pee. You gotta
gotta
pee.
pee. Gotta pee. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
George is listening. What's up, Georgie?
Georgie, we got an hour and a half. We've been here for an hour and a half, man. I mean, I think we've been doing
Cool.
fun. I like, we're gonna do more of this, guys. It's funny. We work together all day. Zach and I do anyway. We're on Zoom anyway, so we're like, why not just go live, have the dialogues that we have normally, So
Exactly, man. Exactly. But
you know what?
Oh, go ahead.
Can you believe how big these cups are now? Look at how big this thing is. This thing is probably 10 inches tall, give or take. Look at that. That's massive. Look at it compared to, there you go. Like it's bigger than my head.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that a Stanley?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Michelle's, and then I stole it. And I drink like a water all day because I got my water in here, So
yeah,
I had to go pee. There you go.
I know that's a thing, man. People love their Stanleys now. It was what was the other one that had a
Yeti,
and they're still killing it, but
yeah, but it's this is what you do in suburbia,
That's it, man. Get yourself a Stanley Cup. Watch the Rangers win the World Series.
Dude, I watched that. I watched every bit of that. That was amazing to see the Texas Rangers win. Yeah.
Talking about investments, have you ever seen what George Bush's investment when he became part owner of the Rangers?
It was a tiny, minute. I mean, minority. I don't know. What did he put in and what did he make? It's probably hundreds of millions.
Don't here. You know what? We probably find it. It's probably not even accurate, but I mean, it was pretty.
Somebody go look at it. How much did George Bush make off of his ownership stake in the Texas Rangers back in the day? Somebody look at that.
It was like late 90s when he got into it.
Yeah. So Jeff, we did already talk about Solana. We should here while somebody's coming to us. Will somebody come to us? Let us know what George Bush made off of the Texas Rangers deal. So we talked about Solana. Here it is. It's killing it, man. Solana's still cruising up, Jeff. So there you go. It's up 98+% from when our indicator, by the way, that's a plug. Go get our indicator. You can get it in the link description below. Mine's better. Kidding. Right. But yeah, Jeff, it's crushing it. And what we're waiting on, by the way, both Zach and I, is we're waiting on a sell signal. And then we're going to wait and we're going to ride that down if it does come down. And then we're waiting on a buy signal. Because right here, you got this buy right here. We haven't, our software hasn't given a sell yet. So that's it. That's Solana. But it's cool as hell to see it going. There you go.
Oh,
Jeff.
you know what? I just realized. So Boca said, I wish we could see the chat from both feeds. We can. I think our chat is both feeds.
I don't know if it is because we're for those like, what are you talking about? We're broadcasting to my channel and Zach's channel. That's what we're doing.
I'm almost positive we have both. They're all because I see stuff. All right. So what's the last three comments you see?
Austin for president. Jeff says, thanks. Sounds good. And thanks, guys.
That's what I have.
Okay. Then you
can't
individually,
people can't see the whole.
Oh, I'm in StreamYard. That's why I can see it.
Only in stream. Yeah. So me too, because they're on the YouTube side. That's it. I wonder if we can fix that. That is kind of.
Here we go. Bush made $15 million from his amazing initial $800,000 investment. Yeah, he was a minority owner. I mean, he really wasn't. He wasn't a big. And somebody said earlier.
Yeah, no.
Check
this out.
2%. Yeah,
2%. Look at this. Read the back half of that.
500,000 was a bank loan. He went and got a bank loan,
dude. Brilliant.
Wow.
At least that's what Wikipedia says.
Well, the Wikipedia.
It's not always 100% accurate, but
yeah, we got. It looks like he made about 15 million, but I didn't know. But 500,000 of his seed investment was a bank loan. Wow,
that's crazy. In 1989, I mean, in 1989, he was relatively young, right? I mean, so how old's George Bush?
Oh, dude. Hold on. Google, frickin', this is breaking news. I just got a Google Alerts notification. SEC hints at a November Bitcoin ETF. Go type that in. SEC
Oh gosh.
SEC Bitcoin approval November. I just got a Google News flash.
Here, I got you. Hold on. I'll let me share with you.
Yeah, you need to add a screen. It's not there
I
anymore.
got you.
There you
I
go.
just want to share my window.
There you go.
The
SEC.
latest. You just got this?
It was a Google flash. So yeah, I just got Google has decided that I like crypto, and they're sending me alerts now, which just random. They just started sending them to me. Let me see if I can find it. Somebody find it to see if you can find this. It was on Google. It's on the Google. The Google.
Twitter X should have it here. I mean,
No, not necessarily. Let's see. Hold on. Let me think here.
TokenFi is trending. That's kind of cool.
SEC Bitcoin ETF approval news. Somebody drop it in if you guys see it. November, maybe. Let me type that in. November. Yeah, Paul Barron was from. Oh, it was a video. Never mind. It was a video from Paul Barron Network, and I'm not minimizing that, but it was a video he did. That's what it was.
Okay.
So, maybe you're. I don't think it's November. I think we're looking at Q1, maybe.
This is interesting, though. I mean, look, you're starting to see more of this. Squawk on the street. Guess who they had on?
Oh
today?
Yeah, you gotta love him on.
Michael Saylor.
Well, he's talking about his Q3 results. Yeah.
But I mean, they're talking about MicroStrategy, but you can't talk about MicroStrategy without talking about Bitcoin, which is freaking awesome.
God love him. Yeah.
Yep.
Do you know what MicroStrategy is? They're a software company. They make CAD software, engineering software.
I haven't looked deep into. I knew there were software. Can you hear this?
Yeah. No, I can't hear the audio. We can't hear the audio. No.
Wait a minute. Why is that? What if I hold on? Hold on. I think I have an idea.
Oh my God, Zach's got an idea. Holy shit. Now I'm bouncing back.
It's a digital
Can you hear that now?
investment without the risks and the liabilities of big tech. And so we're bullish.
You know, it's funny. People sometimes forget that you're like an enterprise software company, and I noticed that you're doing some new partnerships on AI with Microsoft, and I wonder if that kind of good news gets overshadowed, or any kind of news about your fundamental business gets overshadowed by just being a proxy for Bitcoin.
We're really excited about our partnership with Microsoft and AI. We're the first BI company to put AI into our product line, and it provides great artificial intelligence boost to our business intelligence business. We're going to use it to grow the business by acquiring new customers, and also it's accelerating cloud adoption within our customer base.
Yeah, Michael, it's Morgan, and of course that business also helps enable you to buy more Bitcoin. The fact that we have seen Bitcoin rally as strongly as it has over the past month, I mean, the SEC seems likely to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF after that key court loss. Does the introduction of an ETF help or hurt investor appetite for MicroStrategy specifically?
Well, I think it's going to help. It's going to accelerate adoption, and it's also going to accelerate institutional awareness and education efforts of Wall Street to teach the 99% of the investors that don't know about Bitcoin what it's all about. MicroStrategy is a differentiated offering. I think spot Bitcoin ETF is a great thing for investors, but we don't charge a fee. We use intelligent leverage, and we can generate a tax-deferred Bitcoin premium for our investors. So for people that are really long-term bulls on Bitcoin, we represent a pretty attractive option or alternative to a spot Bitcoin ETF.
Sounds like you think MicroStrategy as a stock is going to continue to command a Bitcoin-related premium then?
Well, if you're not charging a fee and you're generating a premium and you're holding it over the long term, then one would think that it'll be valued at a premium versus the underlying asset.
Michael, Bob Pisani here. Bitcoin is going to be having a halving next year. That's a rare event. Can you sort of educate the viewers on what happens when that occurs and what, if any, effect that'll have on Bitcoin's price?
Well, most of the natural sellers of Bitcoin in the market right now are Bitcoin miners, and they have to sell to pay their electricity bill and their capital cost and retire their debt. That's about $1 billion a month worth of selling into the market. The protocol forces that to be cut in half as of about next April, late April. So you're going to see $12 billion of natural selling per year converted into $6 billion of natural selling a year. At the same time as things like spot Bitcoin ETFs increase the demand for Bitcoin. So that's why all of us are fairly bullish over the next 12 months. Demand's going to increase, supply is going to contract, and this is fairly unprecedented in the history of Wall Street.
Just to follow up on the Bitcoin ETF, can you sort of give us a sense of when you think, presumably you think the SEC is going to be forced to approve this? Can you give us a time scale on when this might happen?
Well, I think the Bloomberg analysts that cover this, they're of the opinion that it's highly likely to happen by early January. I think it'll happen when it happens. But long term, I guess the most important point to be made is institutions are adopting Bitcoin. It's highly likely that it will happen, if not by first quarter of next year, at some point in the coming 12 months. And we know the halving is coming. So if you've got a 12-month to 48-month time horizon, this is a pretty ideal entry point into the asset.
Michael, I want to ask you about another regulatory change that's afoot. The Financial Accounting Standards Board voted unanimously to adopt a new standard that's going to require businesses to use fair value accounting for Bitcoin and other crypto assets. This could be meaningful for MicroStrategy. You just report.
Yeah, that's more about like as a company holding Bitcoin on the.
Change that setting because I'm bouncing on myself.
Oh, I got you. Should be better now.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah, that was live. I don't know if he was live, but he was on, what is it, CNBC. That's cool.
Looks like this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's funny. He says he says the same thing that you and I've been saying. We've all been saying is that, I liked his analogy of supply is going to go up, demand's going to go up, supply is going to contract.
Yep.
And I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. What he didn't get into, and I didn't expect him to, was that you will probably see a buy the news, sell the event. Right. Mm-hmm. I think you and I both would agree that there will be some type of a consolidation or sell off after the halving. Mm-hmm. that will give the last opportunity. There's consensus that it could drop in the back. We could drop back into the high 20s and then we take off.
Mm-hmm.
So
man, I think the holidays are going to be fun this year. I think things are shifting. Things are shifting.
I would tend to agree, sir. All right. I got about 20 minutes and I got to bounce before I got to go pick up my kid, take him to lunch. So
yeah, I hear that. Yeah. I mean, we could skate if you want. I mean,
let's just questions. We're opening it up like always. Anybody got any questions? Drop in your questions, and we'll just do like a Q&A.
Yeah, that's cool. Also, smash the like button if you haven't already. Try to bring some more people in here. Subscribe. How many people haven't subscribed yet? What are you doing?
Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. Markets dipping. Let's see. Are they dipping? Let's see. Let's hit that subscribe button. That's a weird voice. Where'd that go? Hit that subscribe. Okay, I'm sorry.
You should record a video. Who would like to see Austin record a video, an entire 5-minute video of that voice?
What are you doing? Hit that subscribe.
You should just start every video like that. You'll probably.
Hi, Austin here. Welcome back to the channel.
Hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, welcome back. You should just record yourself say that, then play it.
Oh, that's funny as shit. Oh man,
just like randomly in the middle of the video, you're like 3 minutes in talking about SHIB, and it's just like,
we gotta give it here. Foxy's giving. Look at this. They're subscribe to me. Never mind these nerds. Oh, we got to check out where's Foxy's channel here. What you got? YouTube. Y'all need to go subscribe to Angela's channel here, guys. Hopefully I'm still subscribed. I'm kidding. There she is. Okay, she's at 225. Y'all go subscribe to Angela's channel. There she is right there. Give her a subscribe. Give her a subscribe.
Nope, that's creepy. Mocha said.
Nope, that's creepy. Yeah.
Subscribe.
Give her a subscribe. Okay, sorry. Go give Angela a subscribe. She's over there working for you guys, making content. So keep it up. Good job, Angela.
Celestia, I saw that thing was pumping. I have no idea what the hell it is.
No idea. Celestia, you want to add a screen there and you want to drive, you go for it.
I have not looked at this thing, but it's just pumped like crazy recently.
Go Gadget hand raise. What do you want to ask? Go Gadget crypto. Great screen name.
Well, it's listed on Binance, so it must be a thing.
It's a thing. Okay, I gotta quit. Now I'm gonna start doing that. Is a spot Bitcoin ETF going to get approved today? That'd be awesome, but no. I think it's going to be a first quarter. There seems to be a number on January 10th, a number I keep hearing, but I don't know if it's real. I think it's first quarter. So
I like that.
Yeah.
January.
It'd be good, wouldn't it? January would be awesome. January is going to be good. January is always good for crypto, you know?
Beginning of the year. People.
Oh, he was raising his hand for a weird Austin video. Yeah.
Yeah, beginning of the year, New Year's resolutions, first quarter. Yeah.
First quarter. All right, let's see. What was the other deal? Oh, XRP. Let's take a look at XRP. So this is ADA looking good. XRP is right here. So you're looking at, this is the 1-day chart. So yeah, I mean, what was that? About 10 days ago? Let me see. Our algo alerted. Yeah. 9 days ago, our algo said buy. And it's up 16%. I mean, I think it's going to do what the major guys are going to do. If Bitcoin starts to consolidate, it will as well. Let's look at Solana. We already looked at that. Solana's coming back a little bit. It's retracing, but not much. And our software still hasn't said it's time to sell. So it's still, because that tells you the underlying analytic data says it may be moving back up.
Yep.
You know,
short-term dip,
short-term dip, move back up, you know, but XRP guys is looking so good. Somebody was asking about XRP.
Yeah. Robbie there right below. And then RW's got one for you there.
Oh, my son think about crypto. So my son got big time into NFTs for a while. He owns a bunch of NFTs. He knows a lot about crypto, and he's asked me about, starting a fund for him. Like for Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I've already done. I've already kind of started him a wallet and things of that nature. But he knows more than the average bear. Let's put it that way. So,
hell yeah.
I think, and I had somebody ask me the other day. I think I told the story yesterday, Zach. I had a guy, as a buddy of mine, I saw him at a store, and he's like, "Should I buy Bitcoin?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Should I buy Ethereum?" "Yeah." And then I gave him the analogy of the 3X and 7X, right? Where Bitcoin goes up to 130. And I said, but the better opportunities, yes, own them, but it's Cardano, it's XRP. I think those guys have so much more, 5X, 10X, 50, 20, X potentials. They've both been so oversold,
For sure.
That's what I think.
I had a buddy who was big into crypto in 2021. Hadn't heard from him for a while, but he just recently texted me again. It tells me there's a lot of those people out there, right? That like they were in it for a while. Everything kind of came tumbling down, but now there's a little bit of resurgence. And that kind of tells me, hey, things are changing for the better again, because he's interested. And I'm sure a lot of people are like that too. They're kind of seasonal, right? Like when it gets hot, then it's like, all right, what do I got to do? What's going on?
It's a good time to be coming back. I think it's right before the takeoff. And I know a big part of our dialogue today has been, now is when you buy when it's quiet. But I think 70% of the market will not do that. They will buy when it starts to heat up.
Yeah.
Your friend is an example. Yes, he's contacting you early, but he was quiet for a year and a half, 2 years.
Yep. For sure. He's got a ton of Cardano, XRP. He's got some of the staples. Bitcoin, ETH. He's looking for that next gem.
So Lee, I'm not familiar with Jesus Coin, the first interactive church faith-based. I mean, hey, I'm not familiar with it, but if they're a docs team and they've been out a little while, it's interesting. It's a great utility. Christian, if it's real, I don't know anything about it. So I'd just tell you to do your own due diligence.
Yeah, I've seen it in comments and stuff, but I've never looked into it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think, I think, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, just be smart. Just buy the blue chips. Have a long-term hold strategy. You want to do some swing trades like that, go for it, right?
Yeah, just budget properly. And like I always like to say, like, have a backbone. Make those household names your backbone, and then that's what allows me to then take some risks on, a Jesus coin or something new. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Like the meme coin market, it's fun, and like we'll dabble in there and the crazy new stuff that hits or whatever, but it's gambling, right? So it's like just treat it as such, like, but also like invest. Like investing long term is different than let's go gambling today in crypto, because you can do that too, and that's fun. But don't only do that, and
This is a good question. Richard's asked Pepe or Shiba, which is going to be the best one. So I would say, here's my 2 cents, and Zach, you go. Is that I don't look at it, Richard, as a either or. You can do both, right? But I'll tell you this: SHIB right now at a $4.9 billion market cap, it simply is not going to move very much because of massive liquidity pools, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I think SHIB's a great long-term investment, but you're not going to see a dramatic move up in the next, and we looked at it earlier today, Richard, it's down 3% annually this year. It's moved up and down, but it's down 3%. Nothing against SHIB. It's just, that's what the chart is. So if you're looking for a risky, SHIB's a better long-term hold, and you're looking at getting value over the next year or two, I think that looks good there. But Pepe, if you're looking to Zach's point, gamble a little bit, Pepe's not a bad gamble.
Yeah, I agree. I think they both can do pretty well in this next cycle. But to your point, Austin, if you want to take a little bit more risk, I think there's more risk with Pepe just because it's smaller market cap.
Smaller, it's more volatile.
Yeah, it has a little bit more room to run, maybe simply because it's a fraction of what is it? It's 500 million. SHIB's 4.5 billion. What is that? Is that 9x? Yeah. Yeah. So SHIB's 9 times bigger right now, right? So there's probably, more upside with Pepe, but there's also more downside with Pepe.
Yeah. Just be aware, right? Just.
But SHIB will move in the bull market, like Boca said. I agree with that. SHIB is
I agree.
A blue chip household. It will move with the bull.
But look at what I said also. I firmly believe that when we see Bitcoin go up to 100,000 or whatever, SHIB will re-achieve its all-time high. That's a 10x from now, period. Mm-hmm. I believe that. I'm willing to basically say, stake my flag and go, that's going to happen. And it's because of just, it's going to rise. It's not going to go anywhere, right? It's going to go along with everybody else. So that's a 10x return right there. You put 1,000 in, it's going to go up and you're going to make 10,000 off a SHIB. I think that's very doable, right?
I agree. But these new tokens, like when I'm looking at, like this one that just came out with Floki, it's called Token, the ticker TokenFi. This was an interesting one, and me and Austin were just hanging out. We were doing our thing. We were making a Floki video because it was up 100%. And then we were reading this tweet. We were like, wait a minute, they're coming out with this TokenFi. Wait a minute, it comes out in 10 minutes. Yeah. Like literally, that's how it happened. And we were like, oh shit, okay, wait a minute. Let's quickly look at this and scan it. And obviously, we didn't have time to do a deep dive, but like just fundamentally, like you start working through it, it's like, okay, it's coming from the Floki team. At that time, they were a top 100. I think right now they're just outside. So it's not going to be a scam because like Floki has way too much to lose. They're a household name. And then wait a minute, they're trying to build a real utility coin. They're going into the area of tokenization of real world assets. That's a really interesting narrative, especially given the timing of Larry Fink just saying all these things about tokenization of real world assets. You start to piece it together, and it's like, okay, that is a calculated risk now versus throwing your money at turtleback Inu.
Do you have a turtle on your desk or something? What do you got going on there?
I don't know, but whatever, so.
Yeah, but the final part of it is that we both, but we only put, you put 1 ETH in, I put 1 ETH in. We didn't put like 20 grand in. We still were very risk minimal. Like, all right, we can, and the day we push that button, we're like, if we lose this, we lose it.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. Even then, even it being a calculated risk versus some of the really crazy degen plays, we still had it in our head that this could go to 0.
Yes.
And you know, obviously we're okay with that because we're not just investing in that all day long. I think the key here is invest in the blue chips first before you go degen and take a bunch of risks.
Absolutely. So Insane Rec Gaming, people feel about that. I tell you what, bad idea. AI, official partner of SHIB. We've talked to some of their executives. I am thoroughly impressed. I own some of Bad Idea. I know Zach does too.
Mhm.
I think that they're going to do some stuff. I think they got some cool stuff coming. So that's my 2 cents. So
I just came across this one just as a. Have you heard about Hello Labs?
no.
We got to look into this. This thing has done really well, very quietly. I'll drop it in here for everybody to check it out. Again, like literally just came across this and I'm like, this is interesting. So
What
there
do
you
they
go.
do?
I'm literally just looking. I think they're in NFTs. Hold on, let me see. Oh, founded by multi-award-winning Hollywood actor and producer Paul Caslin, Hello Labs is blazing a path through the crypto industry by blending crypto and entertainment. Debut TV show Killer Whales combines the best elements of hit shows Shark Tank and America's Got Talent, offering this is that show, offering a platform for the next wave of projects to build the industry's credibility and unearth the next Web3 unicorn in the process. This is that one Crypto Wendy was on, and interesting. Dude, their chart looks really good. I just followed them on Twitter.
Oh, here I got it. I got it. So let me share my screen. So this is them. Hello Labs.
Look at their all chart though. They've been
Oh,
here since 2022, since December of last year. Looks like. So interesting. $57 million market cap. Not huge, but big. But still could have some upside.
Well, they're running. Look at the 7-day. They're running.
Yeah, I wouldn't say go throw it in there right now. I mean, they're on a big pump, but just one to keep on your radar for sure. Look at the last month, even. Yeah, it's been.
They're up 67% on. I mean, but that's a dramatic.
Look at the last year. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, you got the move up, and then we pulled back. They went all the way up to 7 cents, pulled back to low of 3-ish, average of probably 4 or 5. And now you're basically doubled up off of that, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. Who is it founded by?
So if you scroll down.
Oh, website. Here we go. So
if you can scroll down on CoinMarketCap, there's a little blurb.
Killer Whales.
Yeah, there's Crypto Wendy.
Yep.
I have seen this before. The guys from Altcoin Daily are in there. Oh, the Mario guy is in the middle. Mario Nafal, the guy that runs the biggest Twitter spaces. Rand's on there too. Interesting.
But is it, if I'm understanding you, is Hello Labs behind the Killer Whales show? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and I think this is just one show. It looks as if Killer Whales is kind of the start. If you go to their Twitter page, The Future of Crypto and Entertainment, Killer Whales TV, it's a global TV show. Sees entrepreneurs pitch their crypto startups to the killer whale judges. Oh, so it's a Shark Tank for crypto.
Correct.
Interesting.
And Hello Labs is the token behind it. That's interesting.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
All right. I'm not looking at that. Might jot that one down. So we talked about Caspa, Crow, Hello Labs.
Yeah, I'm going to write that one down too.
So we're going to wrap up here, guys. Anthony, we talked about CCX earlier. They're building. They're quietly building. Zach and I are under some non-disclosures, but there's stuff coming. They're building. So that's what they're going. They got going on. What is this? SHIB's going to reach a penny years and years and years and years and years down the road. But I think it will get to its all-time high, which is 4 zeros and an 8, and in the next major bull run. That's what I think. And I think, Zach, you shaking your head. You tend to agree with me.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's going to be a ways. I mean, but they're going to have to do some massive burns too. Massive burns, which
Preem, both Zach and I own a fairly large amount of Preem. Jonathan's a great guy behind it. I love what he's doing to build that brand. That's good stuff. I think you ought to look at Preem. Preem's a good one. We own some. So I think it's good stuff, you know?
Yeah. Charts, evening out a little bit, consolidating, maybe trying to make another leg up on Preem. So.
All right, guys, I think we're going to call it on that. So, what is this? So, David, Baby Doge. Honestly, David, I haven't been following Baby Doge. I don't know what they've got going on. One of the old, I don't mean that in a bad way, but one of the old community meme tokens that's still standing. There's definitely value in that. Great community, but I haven't looked at them. Have you, Zach?
No, but I just remember Baby Dogecoin had more holders than Shiba Inu at one point. And I think so it's massive. It's the Shiba Inu of the Binance Smart Chain. That's the way I look at it. It's massive, but yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys later. We might go live again tomorrow. So just kind of stay tuned. And if you get time to drop by, do so. So have a good day. Go make some money. We'll see you.